Hey Rolling 20 fans, this is G, and I'm here to tell you today about a new sponsor for our show, Casey's Irish Pub. This is an honest-to-God, Boston or Chicago-style Irish pub located in downtown Los Angeles. They serve cooked food, 11 kinds of beer, and 49 different Irish whiskeys from 3 different distilleries. What does that mean? That means if you're looking for a good drink during a Los Angeles convention, you don't have to go far. If you're headed to Los Angeles for E3, Kamikaze, Anime Expo, the Los Angeles Car Show, or one of the hundreds of events happening near the Staples Center, then a good meal and a glass of Guinness is just a short walk away. Jeremy, the loud guy who won't shut up when we do our own podcast, he actually ate there during the last Anime Expo. And he said this. Forgive me if I don't sound like the guy. I went to Casey's Pub looking for a place to bring people for a good night of food and found it when I was driving people on my way back to the Los Angeles Convention Center. We went back and I had the best steak pot pie in my life down there. My wife had a good whiskey to sip, and 8 of us had fun talking and eating in a place that looked like it belonged in a movie. Casey's just a couple of blocks from the Westin Bonaventure. That means it's close to one of Anime Expo's own shuttle stops. We're even hosting a photo shoot there during the 2014 Anime Expo. If you want more details on that, email us at mspfreight@yahoo.com. Hey, so do yourself a favor. And don't stock up on bad beer and try to mix something sitting at the desk of your hotel room. Ride the elevator, get off at the Bonaventure, and walk to Casey's Irish Pub to get some drinks by their bartenders. Make some new memories and have some fun. We want to see you there.
You hear that music, you see my face, we're back, Mission Start Podcast in the morning. Hello everybody, it has been a week since we've been back. We are now back with some news topics for today on this glorious Saturday morning. And with me, joining me this morning, is none other than Chris Brianis.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, it's going to be me, him today. Greg couldn't make it, nor could Ramen. So we're just going to talk about several topics within the game industry, some of which may include Zelda U no longer going to slated for 2015, the Mortal Kombat X roster now that is fully complete, Halo Online, and many others. So, I think to start off this morning, one of the things I wanted to talk about is that, and this is something that popped up recently, it might have been yesterday, Zelda U, the new Zelda game, is no longer slated for 2015. They had a video posted on their Facebook page, and one of the guys that is creating the game came out and basically apologized and said, like, we're working on it, and it won't come out till a later date. And apologize to the fans. And for Nintendo, it hurts them in the fact that this is yet another game or another first party game that is delayed and hurts them in the long run. Not necessarily when it comes out, but necessarily like what else is there to buy for the Wii U. It kind of is the same issues from all 3 consoles when I think about it, PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. In terms of like what it's gonna happen, I'm pretty sure people will wait. But like I think it's just people are just kind of
Well, I mean, and to play the other side, what was it? At the very least, I'd really want some quality control with games, especially coming from Nintendo. I wouldn't really want anything but the best, especially if it comes to Zelda, and I'm sure many fans can agree. And if there's any delays, I'm sure that if it guarantees better quality, then I'm all for it. Honestly, I mean, it's in Nintendo fashion to tell everybody and then apologize and say, oh, please understand, and this is something that's necessary for us to do. And I can respect that. That's fine. I mean, it's not. You're right though. There's not a whole lot of other games for the Wii U right now, but I mean, it's not like there's no other options. Honestly, there's just a couple more games that came out. You have a Kirby game now. You got a Mario Party, which well, actually I heard wasn't that great, but but yeah, I mean, it's not like it's the only option though. You know.
Yeah, I definitely hear you, and I think to play on your side more, it's probably better for them to delay it anyways, because we've seen so many games who have come out busted or have like
Just half complete. I don't want to see another Unity having it come out on Wii U or something, and having to deal with just it being a little too over ambitious and then releasing it just under bad circumstances.
yeah. It's the thing about it too is like as we're kind of progressing in this new generation of consoles, a lot of games have been coming out unfinished, or not a lot of games have come out.
Or there's just a lot of remasters.
Oh yeah, there's tons of remasters coming out, which I'm I'm starting to get tired of, to be honest. But like yeah, I mean it's a very weird time. Very weird time right now.
Yeah,
for the
it's
gaming
just
industry.
its transition period. The transition periods of the old generation of consoles to the new one. It's taking a little longer than I would have expected, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Sticking with Nintendo, Nintendo also announced recently, and this is actually news from last week, but I think it's still pretty important to talk about. Nintendo announced that they're making a new console called, well, codenamed Nintendo NX, and they've also partnered up with, I forgot what the company was named, but like pretty much they're taking their games to mobile as well. So
Well, that's a smart move.
yeah, I understand it for sure. I think it's a long time coming, to be honest.
Well, yeah, they needed to jump in with the new times. I mean, the fact that they didn't have anything before for mobile was a bit of a shock to me. Comparing to like all these game companies that you see with mobile games, like Capcom or SNK or something. You'd think you'd see something big like Nintendo and Mario and stuff on mobile. I mean, that's the biggest casual console essentially, or the casual platform rather. Um, so it only makes sense for Nintendo to really jump on that. I mean, I would imagine that they would gain a big profit from iPhone and Android users.
Definitely. I agree. And it's interesting the move when that announcement was happening. The thing about it too, I mean, like, is that the mobile thing I understand. The bigger news was Nintendo announcing a new console, a new home console codenamed NX. Now, two things that run through my mind. One, Nintendo always has like the coolest code names for their consoles.
And then when they come out, they're awful. Well, yeah, I mean, you're right. The Revolution did sound a lot better than the Wii.
Yes.
And why they took the Wii over to that is just beyond me. But I mean, that's creative choices, not
Right. I mean, even before that, I believe the Nintendo GameCube was originally called the Kitana or something like that. So they always have like these badass like names for some of their consoles in beta, but then like they come on with this kind of very different opposite name when it comes out. Oh,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, so this one's called the NX, the code name, and they're working on a new console for Nintendo. This is what I talked to you a little about prior, and it
Has there been details about this?
I can get them up right now. What I can say about it is that that the two things I'm to mind. Either one, like Nintendo is admitting that we fucked up on the Wii U version,
Sure.
and they're starting over again because like it's not it's like the Wii U came out like recently, like it's been
Wii U came out, when did that come out? I want to say it came out like, it definitely came out before the Xbox One and PS4. I think it was 2012, like late 2012.
yeah. I
So
would
it's
say
been
so.
out for about 4 years, almost, no, it's been out for 3 years so
Mhm.
far. Or at least 2.5, you know.
Yeah. So I got a news story from GameSpot kind of talking about this. So I'll read like the first two, three paragraphs. So Nintendo's next generation game system is codenamed NX. The company's chief executive Satoru Iwata has revealed. Iwata said the hardware project represents a brand new concept, but didn't elaborate further. The announcement came moments after Nintendo revealed plans to bring its household games and IP to the mobile and smartphones. Speaking at the press conference held on Tuesday, Iwata explained as proof that Nintendo maintains strong enthusiasm for the dedicated game system business. Let me confirm that Nintendo is currently developing dedicated game platform of a brand new concept under the development codename NX. It is too early to elaborate on the details of this project, but we hope to share information with you next year. So next year they're gonna talk about this, probably at E3, or maybe not,
I don't know.
or maybe Nintendo Direct because that's their own thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, they could release details through Nintendo Direct more likely throughout the year,
they could.
or during like big events like E3.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the NX. I mean, that honestly seems like kind of a giving the shaft to the consumers here, people who bought the Wii U. They're already kind of hanging up the towel and they're saying, we're gonna walk out on that. Uh, you know, it's really disappointing. It's really disappointing how the Wii U had its run, or have how it's been handling the run so far. How there's a very big lack of support from third-party developers, and how obvious that is as well. How limited their launch game release was, their pricing factor, how it was $350 for the console. There's just a lot of key factors that just did not add up. Why pay $350 for a Wii U with only 10 games when I can get like a Xbox One with I don't know how many games an Xbox One has right now, but I'm more than certain it has more than 10 games, and I'm more than certain that they're not just from one developer. So it's really disappointing. It's very disappointing to hear. The mobile news, that's fine. That's all good, and I'd really like to see iOS games with Nintendo brand, but the home console, this is big. That's it's just really disappointing. It hasn't even been 3 years, so
yeah. I mean, the thing about it too is that like, I mean, like,
it came out at a really bad
it
time.
did, it did. And the thing is though, is like this is Nintendo's MO. I feel like in terms of like third-party support because they never had it. They had it maybe a bit in the GameCube era. I remember that they had like the deal with Capcom to release 5 different like Capcom games on their system exclusively.
Oh, I'm pretty certain they had a lot more third-party games on the GameCube than the Wii U. The Wii U only had like a handful at the most.
Yeah.
Zombie U, Mass Effect 3, Batman.
Mhm.
On the GameCube, I'm more than certain there was a lot more third-party developer games.
Right. Definitely. So
Uh, it's yeah, The one thing that I think they could definitely learn from the Wii U is how to market their fucking console,
Hmm.
because I did not see a goddamn thing for the Wii U at all before or after the release. And it was when it came out, I was like, a new console came out? You know, like what?
Hmm.
When did that happen? So it was it came out very quietly. It came out with just really bad sales and
Yeah.
a really bad price to begin with too. You know, who's gonna dish out 350 for this console which only has 6 games at release, if that, you know?
Right. Like there's definitely things that Nintendo can could prove pawn on. In terms of like how that'll go, what to wait and see. At least this next one. But if history tells us anything, Nintendo's not very good at advertising their products or how to manage them.
Yeah, I mean they advertise their games fine. It's just when it comes to the actual content and consoles, I have yet to hear a damn thing. I mean, even with the 3DS, I'm seeing more things for that than the home consoles. So it just baffles me that they put in this much, you know, time and effort and money into hardware when they don't even advertise or market. And yet they do the same thing. They do it for, you know, every other console and game available for, you know, 3DS or something.
Right. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. The next bit of news I want to talk about is okay. So, um, the yesterday during the stream, NetherRealm Studios showed off some new characters for Mortal Kombat X, and which was this really cool Western guy called Aaron Black, as well as they showed off Liu Kang and a bit more of Kung Lao. So, and from judging from the screen that they were showing, pretty much the cast has been filled out. There was 4 remaining spots left open, but I believe those were left for the DLC characters, which was like Predator, Tanya.
Uh, Predator, Tanya, Jason, and was it Freddy again?
No. It was another ninja, but it was like kind of like, it's kind of like an Earth like slash ninja, big bully dude. I forgot his name. But like basically, the whole entire roster has been made, and so far what I've seen, it was a big mix of like the old with the new. And the cool thing about the old characters, like some of them are like actually aged in this game, and where they're like older, except for Raiden, because Raiden's a god. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a gift.
Yeah.
Been.
So it was pretty cool to see like old ass Liu Kang with like gray hair. And then old ass Kung Lao. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, like what do you think? Like with footage shown, like in the roster, like do you think this is a pretty good lineup of characters for this game?
You know, I'm honestly, I mean, as far as the characters, the you know, on disc, I don't really have any complaints, I suppose. I don't really like keep up with the lore of Mortal Kombat. I mean, the only one I do have a problem with at this point is just a fucking cowboy. Like, when I think of fighting games and fighting characters, the last thing that comes on my mind is guns and you know, gunslingers and cowboys. It doesn't make any sense to me. Everybody else seems to fit the lore pretty nicely as far as like themes of you know, like costumes and like I don't know, just it seems to fit better altogether, fitting together better than that character. Anyway, but yeah, I don't have too much of a problem with it. The DLC I do, because I think it's really fucking stupid that they would decide to tie in Predator and Jason and these movie tie-in characters that have absolutely nothing to do with Mortal Kombat And while that's cool and all to like kind of cross over into the universe of Mortal Kombat, it just makes no fucking sense to me. It makes absolutely zero sense.
I mean, you could say the same for
Uh,
other like
the
fighting
only
games though
thing-
too. Like, you know, Spawn was in Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, but that one is a little different because I feel that one is like it is a comic book character. It's like it broke the theme a little bit, but not as hard as it did with Soul Calibur 4 and
Oh yeah, with Yoda.
like The Apprentice. Yeah, and Yoda. I just like to when I'm playing a fighting game, I like to play with fighters that seem to fit the kind of like overarching theme or lore or story of the game, like King of Fighters. All the fighters make sense, you know. There's no fighter that I'm like, where is this guy coming, you know? Unlike Mortal Kombat X now, or I don't have too much of a problem otherwise.
Okay.
So it seems like a good lineup. A little bit of the, like you said, a little bit of the old, you know, the obvious characters like Katana or Melina or something, mixed with a lot of the new, as they revealed in the story trailer as well, with like what was it, like Kenchi's son.
Oh yeah. I forgot his name, but I know you're talking about. Yeah. The other thing I want to bring up too, speaking of story, is that there is an emphasis on the story more so in this game than last game, in Mortal Kombat 9. And the funny thing is, like, the story has been really good in the past couple games that NetherRealm had their hands on. Mortal Kombat 9 was pretty good. Injustice was really good story.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I actually I have confidence that NetherRealm can do that because of how well it showed in Injustice. I didn't personally finish it, but I watched it, and it was very good for a fighting game. You never see that, like, ever, like a you know, like kind of a relevant story, or like a story that actually kind of plays into the game. So I have confidence that they could probably nail this one too, as they did with Injustice.
Right. Okay. So I was gonna say, so yeah, like I'm pretty excited in terms of like the story. Hang on a minute, actually. Okay. I might have to restart the stream for a second, guys. I'll be back in a second. Okay. There we go. I think.
Are you resetting the stream?
I already resetted it.
Okay, I gotta blow my nose.
Okay. For those who are wondering, I had my mic not added on the entire time.
So is it just me talking?
I think so. Yeah, I just realized that. But it's fine. I got the audio version, so.
Okay, I guess. Well, thank you for listening to that rant, that 28-minute rant so far.
Right.
Just my end of random topics that you could probably not hear on the other end. But yeah, yeah. What were you? So what were you saying then?
I think the Mortal Kombat X roster is pretty good. I like it. Story I cannot wait for, and we'll see. We'll definitely see when it comes out.
I think my only complaint about the game at this point is just the what is it? The network, the net coding, the fact that you can't play with people of other regions. It's completely stupid for a fighting game.
Yeah.
Why would you limit yourself? Why would you limit yourselves to just one region of the country or of the world, when you got games like Street Fighter 4, previous generation, playing with everybody across the world? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can understand as far as lag issues, but even so, it's not every match is lag, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I can't wait. The game was announced. It's coming out on April 13th, which is coming out pretty soon.
That's
Actually.
pretty shortly. That's like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be out. I kind of want to get the game, but I also kind of want to just watch the story and watch other people who play it. But if it handles ending like Injustice, then I think I'm gonna pick up because I played that game and
Yeah, I really want to see if they've touched up on the on like the training mode or any of the kind of like the extra like side missions or the story mode. If they've improved upon from what they had in Injustice, that would be great. I mean, what they already had was amazing. So, you know.
yeah, definitely agreed. What time is it? How much time? Okay. So, other topics I want to bring up this morning. Okay, so let's go here. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition was recently announced. That makes Virgil, Lady, and Trish playable. It's going to release in Japan first on June 18th for PS4 and Xbox One, and then for US June 24th on PC. So here's the thing that's interesting about Devil May Cry making its comeback.
It's old. This game is old.
It's a very old game. It's a very
This game is almost 8 years old.
I was a bit held back when I saw the announcement. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And like, to be honest, I felt like Devil May Cry 4 wasn't as bad of a game as people gave it. I know it had its faults. But it was.
But it did some different things as well.
I think Nero was an interesting character. I mean, like, he was complaining a lot and crying a lot, but like.
What character of Devil May Cry really doesn't do that at some point? You know.
That's true. But yeah, like, I like his arm mechanic. It's pretty cool. And they're adding, like, in this new version, there's a remastered version of this game, and they're adding Virgil, Lady, and Trish as playable characters, which is really cool. Actually, I would go back and play.
Yeah, I think I would definitely go back and like to play the game if I could play with Virgil, Trish, and Lady. I heard with Virgil you get extra side missions or like an extra like campaign. I think for like a 4-hour campaign kind of thing.
Right.
That's what I've heard. And that's really cool. That's a great add-on for the game itself. I'm wondering if they're going to be pricing it at full price range of $60. I don't doubt that they would, but I'm kind of hoping they put like a $40 thing for a remaster of Devil May Cry 4. It's been quite a while. Yeah, it's almost been 8 years since this game's have been out. They're also adding in like Dark Knight Legendary mode on which was only on PC before, which basically adds like it multiplies the enemy amount in each room by like I don't know how much, but it's it basically like fills the room with enemies, leaving you like no room to breathe. So I think that's kind of a cool addition. I honestly I think I'd wait on this until like at least a half off kind of thing, but it's a very good look in my opinion to do this. I'm sure that purist fans of Devil May Cry have missed having a Devil May Cry, not the DMC that came out. I mean, there's some people that are up in arms against it because it's not Dante, like purist, whatever. So I guess this will be feeding their fix for a little bit, but I wonder if this will point to possible Devil May Cry 5 anytime soon in the future.
Right. That was the thing too that I was thinking about as well, is that this may be an indication that they might be bringing back Devil May Cry, this version over the other DMC version, which I think is also a fun game. I enjoyed it as well, but it's interesting that they're bringing this back. I mean, it could be the fact that maybe Capcom is reaching for some other games they're trying to bring back the remastered edition to help them financially. But it's interesting. If this is an indication that we're bring back a Devil May Cry or a Devil May Cry 5, that would be cool. I'm not sure how they would do it.
Yeah.
Like, Dante is getting older. Like, I mean, like, he's a demon, so like he can live, you know, vicariously.
Yeah.
Like, in terms, like, he's just gonna get older and older. like what's gonna happen to Trish and Lady? Like,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, guys, this is gonna be your esports minute. Now, esports. Now, I'm not even able to provide you information in terms of final round. It happened last weekend, the biggest fighting game tournament. Second only to EVO, in my opinion. Other esports news and results I will have to figure out later on. I'm still working on that, but here I can give you the top 3 in each category. So, starting off with Ultra Street Fighter 4, going from 3rd to 1st, Razor Fudo, Fei Long, 3rd place. 2nd place was EG Ramochi, Ken in Atlanta. And 1st place was Razor Xian, won it with Gen and Elan. And then with the 3-on-3 tournament, 3rd place was Japan with Velociraptor with Goken, Brent is Cool with Rufus, and Chris T with Ken. 2nd place was Chris G Course, that's the team name. So it was Chris G with Sakura, Insanity with Chun-Li, and Filipino Man with Rose. And then for 1st place was Asia with Razor Xian with Gen and Atlanta, Kwamba, Dako with Ken and Akuma, and Xiao Hai with Evil Ryu and Cammy. And then in Marvel, 3rd place was Kid Cloud 805, Zero Virtual Dante. 2nd place was KBP Terry Bogard, Morgan Dante Schreider. And 1st place was Filipino champ Magneto Dormammu and Dr. Doom. And then in the Curly Mustache Battle Royale 5, and this is for Marvel, 3rd place was NorCal, 2nd place was Alternate Time East Coast, and 1st place was Florida. Top 3 for Tekken Tag 2. 3rd place was Mr. Naps with Brian and Dragunov. 2nd place was Kit 4H Incognito with Brian and Bob. And you guessed it, 1st place was JDCR with Armor King and Hachi. That man wins every final round, I swear to God. Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear Xrd. So 3rd place was Black Snake with Venom. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. 2nd place was BT Multiply with Zato 1. And 1st place was R Kappa Kazunoko with Soul and Kai. Killer Instinct. 3rd place was Paul B with Riptor. 2nd place was Gimpy NS with TJ Combo. And 1st place was TSC C Junior, Maya and Jacob. Alright, Blaze Blue. 3rd place was Ishe with Amane. 2nd place was Tactical with what's that? What's the sign? U12. It's a Greek letter. I can't remember. I want to say Alpha. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. And 1st place was Team Spooky's Lord Knight with Kokonoi. And then for Under Night Ember EX Late. 3rd place was Lollymiko with Bautista. 2nd place. Oh shit. Okay. 2nd place was Spyoko with Hilda. 1st place was 2 GB Combo with Carmine. Which, again, NorCal is showing its dominance. I know. Yeah, my partner in crime. Oh, shit. Oh, internet went out. Oh, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Son of a bitch. We've been cut off. Hello, we're back. Okay. We're back. We're back. Internet's good.
No, it's not.
Wait, are we cut off?
No,
Did we not? What's going on?
I don't know, dude.
Did was the phone bill the internet bill paid? Hello everybody. If you're listening to this podcast, you might have noticed the first half was interrupted.
It was abruptly interrupted.
Yes.
Interrupted very abruptly.
Yeah. Due to online problems.
Yep.
So we could not continue with the show, and since then we just turned into a regular old podcast like we used to do, and we still do from time to time. There was only 3 topics left in our morning podcast that we're talking about that we did not cover, but I felt like we should definitely talk about. So starting off with Konami's official word on Hideo Kojima. Now, I'm not sure you've been following this, Chris, but
I have not. I've heard about it though.
it is getting weird, and it's also been getting I've been hearing some rumors in terms of how this thing's entirely going down. For those who don't know, Hideo Kojima, the man who is behind all the Metal Gear games, is stepping down and is no longer going to be with Konami after today, or after April 1st, yesterday, or this past week, by the time you listen to this podcast. There's been a weird kind of like, what I've been hearing is like they are not on good terms right now. In that
Are they dis including his name? They're just kind of like ignoring him, I suppose.
well, here's a weird thing is that in some of the stuff in future, at least in the new Metal Gear Solid game, or in other cases where even on the website, Konami's website, like his name is being taken away, and
So it's for everything. They're kind of like feeling, or they're not willing to acknowledge his
existence.
existence. Yeah.
And they've been doing some weird stuff in terms of like not addressing it. Like they said, the PR spiel of like, oh, he's still with us. He's gonna make sure the game is finished and fully complete before he leaves. But I've been hearing some just like some weird like bad blood between the two, and it seems like
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Even because like here's the thing that's interesting too. Like Hideo Kojima has not tweeted anything.
So he's been keeping silent about it, huh?
Yeah, my guess is probably they had him sign the NDA, saying that not to say anything of the situation.
I mean, that could be it, yeah.
But yeah, it's been really weird. Like there's some things they've been taking away. They've been taking away his name, and they've been taking away his.
That's kind of fucked up.
It is. They even
that's like his baby. That's his creation.
Yeah, even like they renamed, like it no longer called Kojima Studios, but like now named something else that Konami named, and it's like, no, he's still with us, or no, the studio's still with us. It's just rebranded in a different name, and it's telling. And I mean, we'll probably won't find out anything about it until probably when he leaves, and maybe like a year or two after he's done with the company. But
yeah, well, like the post story, kind of like this is what it was really like, kind of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some bad shit going on, but it's been getting really weird as of late. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's cool on our end because like it's what juicy stuff to talk about. But yeah,
Well, I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, time will only tell. Time will only tell.
Yep.
So the next thing we had to talk about was that. So recently, YouTube announced that they're relaunching their live streaming service with focus on esports and gaming. Now, from time to time, we do use the stream services of YouTube for various things that we do, and it's not what I've been hearing, I mean, Twitch is a lot better in terms of in that forte in terms of
Well,
gaming
yeah.
and
Yeah.
esports.
I mean, they're top dog.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nobody that's gonna beat Twitch right now at this
Hmm.
moment.
Yeah, definitely. There was that small glimmer of hope that maybe like, who was it? Not Hitbox, but
I
oh
thought it
man,
was Hitbox.
was it Hitbox?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Like there's a small glimmer of hope that Hitbox was gonna overtake it, like during the kind of like
The
uh the copyright kind of
yeah,
infringement thing that was going on with Twitch, and it was like, oh, let's go to Hitbox.
that and the mods there too as well.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So YouTube is really,
they're trying to
uh,
rebrand themselves in that market,
yeah,
which I guess it's a good step if they can execute it right. But again, nobody's really gonna beat Twitch at this moment. I mean, we just had Justin TV like a little not too long ago, like die out essentially.
yeah.
So, and I mean that one was for that one was more for anything, but it was still used for a lot for gaming as well. But yeah, we'll have to see how this goes this time. It'll be a smaller following using the YouTube. There might be better features depending on what, they have for the audio features with the music thing going on as well. Because I remember that was a big deal on Twitch, where if they couldn't have any, what is it? They couldn't have any videos archived um, if the audio consisted of any brand like music,
Hmm.
licensed music.
So here are three things that stand out to me in terms of like what's on Twitch right now concerning the music and what about and the thing about YouTube. So real quickly, I got an email recently from Twitch in terms of like we've added this amount of music to our library, so you can use this music.
So is it like licensed music, like Warner Brothers or
I
like?
would have to actually no. Let me get my phone because like, I just got the email today about it, and I didn't really look through it per se, but it was more or less saying that we have music you can use and you won't get dinged for it. Um,
Or is it like that unlicensed, what is it, royalty-free kind of music you can just pick up off the internet?
no, it was definitely some different brands. Oh, here we go. So, pre-cleared music for broadcast is what the title is. And so they updated. So here's the main thing that they sent me. So, we updated the library with a bigger variety of genres, including our latest label team up with, Rhymesayers, which brings 100+ hip hop tracks from artists like Atmosphere, Bitter, Detail or uh, Detailed Peoples, Good as Gone, Brother Ali, Forrest Whitaker, POS featuring Mike Mitchin of Mike Mitchin of Doomtree, Get Down, Aesop Rock, Zero Dark 30, and Greaves on the Rocks.
A lot of them I've not heard of.
Yeah, these seems like a lot of bands I've not even heard of, but
Yeah, yeah, well, I suppose that's just an example of what the tracks would be then they have available.
it reminds me of kind of when we signed up with Machinima on YouTube. They gave us a website full of music and sound effects we can use, and we can use that to our liking, and we won't get dinged for it. It sounds an awful lot like that. So that is interesting. That's happening, and then I'm comparing it to YouTube. And two things for YouTube when it comes to the live streaming service, and then they're focused on esports and gaming. One is Google has a ton of money.
Oh
They
yeah, no
could
doubt.
put so much. They could put a lot. If they seriously are serious about this,
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Google to be
they
honest.
got the money. They
They
could.
do.
Yeah.
They could totally make it something worthwhile if they put in the effort. If
Hmm.
they want to put in the effort.
Yes, that's going to be the big question. If they put in the effort, I personally think that YouTube streaming isn't as bad. I just feel like the way and the process to set it up is a bit cumbersome.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe he just had a shaky start to begin with, and this will be the step in the right direction to redeem it from its.
mhm. It's gonna be very interesting. The other thing though I'm very cautious about is because we know how YouTube is when it comes to copyright infringement in terms of music or
Yeah.
footage or anything for that matter. So when it comes to a stream, if that is still in place, in
There's
terms of
going to be a lot of issues if that's the case.
yeah, definitely, and it's gonna. I'm not sure how. I'm not even sure how it's gonna be for people who are with a YouTube network like Machinima or Full Screen, or other like
Well,
how that's gonna affect that.
I'm sure they'll have certain restrictions and guidelines as to what you can and can't, stream.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that it's gonna depend. It like you can have all the money in the world. Google put so much money into this, they can make it legit for sure. But
Yeah.
but if it's the same issues with YouTube in terms of copyright infringement and what music you can play or cannot play, that's gonna cause a lot of issues because people
Yeah,
who
no.
people who stream on Twitch right now, I mean, they still will play their own music or they'll have this new thing where people can request what song you play from YouTube on their stream, and it's definitely gonna be a problem if the same people from Twitch are going over to YouTube.
Yeah, and people might try to find workarounds on that.
Yeah. So
Or
that's
just outright not use it.
hmm On the other hand, though, I think it's a good. I think for streamers, this is a great opportunity to stream to not only Twitch but also on YouTube as well. And
Yeah, expand the horizons.
so definitely expand like what they can stream on both platforms. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have to wait and see. But this is basic. And the thing is though, interesting about this, I remember hearing about that they are YouTube is going to announce it officially. I mean, they announced it officially, but they're going to go into details about this at E3.
Okay.
As far as like how that's going to go, either it's going to be at a console press conference, or they're going to release something, or they might have their own press conference. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
it'd be cool to see like a YouTube streaming service on a console, kind of like how they have Twitch, you know,
I don't,
on Xbox and PS4.
I don't know if that would be something that they would do though, because
No,
uh,
I'm just saying that would be a cool concept.
right, it would
For
be
them to kind of just throw out, but
right. It'd be interesting. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure if that would happen because Sony and Microsoft already signed an agreement with Twitch for having their Twitch apps on their consoles
That's
to
true.
stream. So
Yeah.
I don't know how they feel they put a competitor on their consoles. It's going to be interesting though. It's basically YouTube saying like they're just. I mean, competition is good. It's always a good thing, and it always strives for better quality of products. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting in terms of like what YouTube brings to the table versus what Twitch
Yeah.
has.
We'll just have to see. Yeah, again, time will tell.
If anything, we'll probably hear some more rumblings of this as we get closer to E3, which is in about 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, E3.
Coming close.
Oh man, you are an awesome event at the same time. Very very stressful. So the last thing I want to get to, because I feel like this is, I'm starting to feel like this is becoming so big to the fact that I think that eventually like it's gonna happen. Like people are gonna see this as like as normally as they see a basketball game. But Valve sells out first round of Dota 2 championship tickets at 10:30. So start at and start la 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 10 up my bad. Let me say that. Valve sells out first round of Dota 2 championship tickets at 10:03 p.m.
That's like yeah, PM. Like
Sales
Pacific time.
yes, sales started at 10 p.m. So basically they sold out within 3 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of people had their finger on the trigger there.
That's insane. That is insane. Holy shit.
Yeah, Dota 2 has a really huge following. It's only rivaled to what is it? League.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's not very surprising. I mean, it's I 3 minutes is pretty damn fast. I'm not gonna lie. Like if they said 20 minutes, then I'd be like, okay, that's still pretty damn quick, but not.
Yeah.
That's a little insane, but again, I'm not 100% surprised.
Yeah. The growth of esports,
Dota's-
specifically Dota, keeps surprising me every time I see this.
Yeah.
I believe the next event they're holding is at the Madison Square Garden.
Okay. Oh.
And which is cool. It's like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, what?
No, I was gonna say, like, this is really cool. Like, it tells me that, like, esports is alive and well, and that it's just growing at more rapid rate.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's growing into something that it could become an actual sport, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see on that, but
Yeah. The thing about it too is, like, if you compare it to other esports events, just look at Evo. Like, it took I would say a couple of weeks for everything to be sold out, or pretty much about everything. Because normally when it came to Evo badges, and Evo is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, it's held in Las Vegas. They usually, like, you can get a badge, pretty conveniently if it's like a month or two before the actual event happened. But something changed. Like, people were when it was announced, like, people were actually on the ball and actually getting badges early, like months in advance of the event. So there was a big tide of esports rising.
people that it's kind of flooding over to watch some FGC, some fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean honestly, with any community, any they will experience growth. They will experience things like that, where one year it might be that you could get a badge early, or you can get it. Sorry, you can get it late. But I don't know. Things change. The tides kind of just come in and flood newcomers because they're so interested in what's going on. And then I don't know. It's just the initial action.
Yeah, it really is. It is I'm really excited for what this is going to become in the future, but I think it is really telling, and it's really, like, it's showing that eventually we're going to get to the point where, like, the amount of people to go watch a basketball game is equally as the amount of people who want to go watch a league match.
Yeah, I'd say even more, honestly.
Uh-huh.
With the attendance of the Dotas and the league championships, I'd say that's more of like a concert, honestly. The attendance.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, we're gonna get to a point where, like, it's gonna be like we'll have ESPN, but for, like, esports.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
ESPN. We'll have it like dodgeball. ESPN 8 the Ocho.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that level, and then, like, the amount of money that players will earn are just gonna, like, just the equal amount of, like, a quarterback will earn on a team. It's gonna be crazy. I can definitely see that happening in the future. But yeah, will happen for another lifetime? I think it will. But right now, I think
It'll take time.
Yeah.
It'll definitely take time.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna take a lot of time. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the future, man. The future is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, got my fingers crossed on that.
But other than that, though, that's gonna do it for us. So yeah, again, sorry for the technical difficulties. I will have to investigate, and hopefully next time things will go smoother. Before we go, Chris, where can I find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter. What is it? The tag Old Milk with a Q. That's that's where you can find me. I should be on there more often, but it's kind of hard for me to transition into Twitter. So
It takes time. It takes
yeah, no, it only takes time.
time. You can follow the work that me and Chris do on our website at... hang on a minute. Okay, now I can talk freely now. I have some gum in my mouth. So, as I was saying, you can follow the work that me and Chris do on our website at missionstartpodcast.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Defective Naruto. You can definitely check out a lot of our coverage of anime conventions, Brony conventions, any convention on our website and our YouTube channel at youtube.com/missionstartpodcast1. Be on the lookout for next week. Some of us are going to be at WonderCon, some of us are going to be at BabsCon, and other events happening this upcoming weekend. So definitely be on the lookout for some convention coverage stuff coming up pretty soon. But other than that, though, I wish you a happy weekend, and we'll see you guys.